It's a go for the Malibu Triathlon, the arguments that changed the city's mind about hosting the event this weekend.
Poolside Poosh, the promotional event stirring up controversy and leading to potentially stricter rules for anyone hoping to party in Malibu.
Plus, the power of words. Malibu's newly appointed poet laureate is with us.
And rolling into trouble, why law enforcement is cracking down on golf carts.
Newswaves at 5 starts now.
Malibu's only live newscast. This is Newswaves 32, live.
Back on track. The Malibu Triathlon, set for this weekend, gets a last-minute approval from the city, with some changes. Good evening, I'm Joe Allgood.
And I'm Carolyn Kimball. Welcome to Newswaves. A permitting issue that put the fate of the event in jeopardy, but with a 4-0 City Council vote, it's back on. Abby Wilt joins us live from Zuma Beach, where the setup is now underway. Abby?
Thanks, Carolyn. Yeah, with that approval, volunteers are already starting to set up here at the Zuma Beach parking lot for the Malibu Triathlon this weekend. For the remainder of the week, residents in Malibu can expect continued setup today through Thursday, athlete check-in on Friday, and the classic and Olympic distance races Saturday and Sunday. But it was a long discussion getting to this point.
I'm going to vote yes.
Motion carries. The race goes on. After hours of discussion and public comment Monday night,
I've never known a city of Malibu without the Malibu Tri.
the Malibu City Council voted to approve Malibu Triathlon's temporary use permit to allow the event to happen this weekend. But just this time.
This is a one-time exception.
The council approved a route change for the bike leg of the race, where instead of using the Zuma underpass, full of flooding, bikers will go back and forth on a stretch of Zuma, closing one lane of PCH, but not affecting any residents' homes or driveways.
This has so much greater good than whatever negatives there might be.
Over 30 supporters of the triathlon spoke at the meeting.
I'm here to voice my support.
Showing the council the importance of the race and the charity it supports, Children's Hospital Los Angeles.
Our cancer program is absolutely dependent on philanthropic fundraising like the triathlon.
And all but one took that into account.
It's nice to tug at the heartstrings of the deciders. There's a legal issue here.
Even with the legal implications, the council decided this was a special circumstance and said they will investigate the race to see what happened this year in the permitting process to prevent it from happening again in the future. But for this year, the fight paid off.
Let's shine on Saturday and Sunday. Show us, show the world who we are, who we really are.
And they're going to do just that, with almost 4,000 participants signed up and ready to race for the 38th year in Malibu.
And let us swim, bike, and run, not just for our own health, but for the brave kids at Children's Hospital in LA.
That Zuma underpass was originally declared unusable due to goby fish in the water, but an environmentalist wrote a letter to the city council this week stating that there wasn't actually goby fish in the water, but instead it was just flooding debris. But either way, the Malibu Triathlon will still happen this weekend. Athletes will not use that underpass, and it is set to go here at Zuma Beach. Joe and Carolyn, what do you think? Are you guys going to sign up last minute for the Malibu Triathlon and be out here this weekend?
Oh, I don't know, Abby. I don't know if I have it in me to swim and bike and run all of that. But it's good to see that the event is going forward. Thank you for that update. And with a unanimous vote and a swearing in by his wife, Malibu has a new mayor.
Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Councilman Steve Uring was sworn in as mayor after a plaque in recognition was given to the outgoing mayor, Bruce Silverstein. Uring has been fighting for Malibu's plan for over 30 years and said he envisions a brighter and more prosperous future for the city. Councilmember Doug Stewart was also sworn in as mayor pro tem, and Stewart was expected to make a new appointment to the city's planning commission last night, but tabled the appointment after public remarks on the triathlon ran long.
A slow start to fire season has officials urging Malibu residents to not have a false sense of security. So far, there have only been 2 small brush fires this season. Officials say the late season rain helped, but Battalion Chief Joff Binder is reminding residents that October and November could be more serious as Santa Ana winds pick up. The Lost Hills Sheriff's Department is ramping up with its resources with a new utility fire truck and 30 fire kits for officers that are ready to be deployed.
And the final straw in a series of big, high-profile parties in the city of Malibu. Newswaves reporter Mary Elizabeth is here with details on the Kourtney Kardashian event that now has the city taking action. Mary?
Thanks, Joe. Kourtney Kardashian's team is under heavy fire after misleading the city on a permit application for a party and violating the city's rules. The party is just the most recent in a slew of high-profile problem gatherings in the city that are now prompting leaders to clamp down. Kourtney Kardashian's annual party for her lifestyle brand Poosh drew about 100 social media stars and guests to a Malibu home currently up for sale over the weekend. Images from the party show massage stations and a bar, as well as the influencers collecting rows of merch from booths. The problem is the former mayor of the city lives nearby, and none of it was approved. After looking more into it, former Mayor Bruce Silverstein learned what the city did approve was a simple girlfriend's day at the pool.
The permit didn't identify the event as promotional, which it clearly was.
Silverstein says the Poosh event team originally did not apply for any required permit to host the event.
The people running the event had no intention of getting a permit until they were forced to do so.
Following Silverstein's encounter, while the party was being set up, an event permit was expedited by the city, drawing questions.
The permit was expedited. Wasn't required to be expedited, but it was expedited.
Silverstein claims that the permit order was full of errors based on false pretense. The permit failed to verify that the home is not a short-term rental house, as well as failing to meet the setup, cleanup, and parking requirements.
I counted more than 50 cars lined up behind a sign that said staff parking and shuttle pickup.
Monday night, Silverstein called Kardashian's party just the most recent example of the rich and famous getting favorable treatment from the city.
It's a problem our residents face on a regular basis. In short, it's an endemic problem that needs to be fixed with action and not just words.
Now the city is taking action. Following a 3-2 vote by the City Council, the city's zoning ordinance and code enforcement subcommittees is looking into imposing harsh penalties and fines for people who violate event permit rules. Former Mayor Silverstein says Poosh should have to sacrifice every penny made by the Malibu event. Carolyn, Joe?
Thank you for that update, Mary. Obviously, I will need to keep that in mind the next time I have my big celebrity party.
I think if there's one takeaway from this story, invite Mayor Silverstein to your party.
Yeah, I think he was just jealous. Now, feeling the continuing pain at the pumps, the surprising prices, and how drivers are coping.
And cart crackdown, why golf carts may be causing more harm than fun on Malibu's roads.
Plus, plucking pounds of trash from the sand and everywhere nearby. The effort to protect our beaches. Up next.
You can say with me, imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite, unearth hidden passion. Come on, we'll have a good time. One book can be the first that'll make helps to change a life. People unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Welcome back. Malibu community members celebrated Coastal Cleanup Day by cleaning up Westward Beach and Zuma Lagoon this weekend. The city of Malibu partnered with the organization Heal the Bay to host the beach cleanup on Saturday. Local volunteers of all ages helped pick out trash from the sand and foliage in the area, and the director of the event says the Malibu community is passionate about keeping their beaches clean. The director hopes that volunteers leave with a new appreciation for their community's environment. The event had a total of 114 volunteers. They picked up 53 pounds of trash and 15 pounds of recyclables. It is so good to see them doing that this weekend.
Yes. A local water district is floating plans for a new freshwater source.
Human progression and environmental integrity can actually work together. This is a perfect example of that.
Los Virgenes Municipal Water District is partnering with Ocean Well to develop deep-sea desalinization pods to bring fresh water to Southern California. The vessels, tethered to the ocean floor, use the weight of the ocean to filter water through reverse osmosis membranes, using less energy than traditional desalinization practices.
We're not doing anything to disrupt like the ecosystem processes, the natural processes of the planet. It's just using that to our advantage.
Water District Communications Director Mark McNutt says Southern California sources most of its fresh water from northern reserves, which is expensive. In as little as 2 years, Ocean Well will test prototypes in the Los Virgenes Reservoir of Westlake Village.
Well, that is a lot of good beach news there. And,
yes, indeed.
Really encouraging to see. I have gone a couple times to the beach and it already looks cleaner. So that's
so much warmer than yesterday, or last week too.
Yeah, the weather's good. So speaking of weather, the official start of fall is coming up and it seems like it's a little warmer than usual. Emma, what can we expect for the remainder of the week?
Definitely. The temperatures today are seeming like summer, but as the week goes on, we'll start to see those temperatures come down. Although the calendar reads fall, today's temperature feels like summer. Today in Malibu, the high is 74 degrees, but the sun gives a real feel of 78 degrees. Today's low is 62 degrees. We get a taste of these fall temperatures in the early morning and the late night. This is the hottest day of the week, so the fall temperatures will start to roll in on Wednesday. Today, there's a moderate humidity of 32%. Also, don't rely on the wind to cool you down because there are very low winds ranging from 3 to 5 miles per hour. Throughout the region today, the temperatures are consistently high. In Santa Monica, there's a sunny high of 71 degrees with a low of 62. As we move inland, the temperatures increase with Calabasas at a high of 85 and a large drop off to the low of 60. Agora Hills is experiencing a warm high of 84 degrees with a low of 58. Thousand Oaks is experiencing the same heat with a high of 84 and a low of 58. Despite today's heat, Malibu's fire threat is low. Take advantage of the summer temperatures while you can and take on the beach. The surf is looking calm with waves between 1 to 2 feet. Tomorrow, the waves will stay the same in the 1 to 2 feet range. This is perfect for a safe swim. Here we can see a sneak peek of Malibu's fall temperatures. As we look ahead, we are going to see some comfortable weather. Tomorrow we'll have a high of 74 degrees and a low of 62. Thursday we're seeing a high of 73 degrees with a low of 62. Friday is looking a little cooler with a high of 71 degrees and a low of 61. Saturday looks slightly cloudy with a high of 68 degrees and a low of 59.
Well, that certainly is some really, really nice weather we have coming up, and we have a long weekend too. Any plans with that, Emma?
With this warm temperature, I think I'm going to have to take advantage of the beach while I can.
Me too. What about you?
Oh, definitely a beach day or hiking as well. Love that up in the mountains. So it'll be nice and warm for that. But.
We could have a Newswaves beach party.
Oh, that'd be great.
Or show live from the beach.
Show live from the beach. Well, thank you so much for that update, Emma. And commuters need to make time for construction delays from now until winter. A Caltrans project is in motion to improve a left turn lane and traffic signal at PCH in Los Flores Canyon. Access will remain for residents, but the project will shut down southbound lanes intermittently from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on weekdays, with some occasional work on Saturdays.
Gas prices are on the rise again for California residents. Gas prices have now hit last fall's high, reaching an average of $6.14 in LA County. Just today, gas prices rose over 2 cents. Prices have increased 20 out of the last 22 days and make California the priciest state for gas in the nation. Experts say the price spike is mainly due to the world's largest oil exporter, Saudi Arabia, who said they would slash the amount of oil it sends to the global market through the end of the year.
Boy, I really hope it doesn't reach $7. That would be a nightmare.
Yeah, with what we're seeing right now, I'm afraid it's going to be like next week.
Yeah, but there is maybe a way that you can cut gas costs. Golf carts. They're a popular mode of transportation in beachside neighborhoods.
But there's a new safety bulletin out for golf cart drivers. Sahana Patel is live with why a warning of the small vehicles is coming now. Sahana?
Thanks, Joe and Carolyn. A recent increase in golf cart accidents and crashes here in Point Dume is prompting the Sheriff's Department to release a reminder about the rules of the road for these small but potentially dangerous vehicles.
Golf courses are not the only place golf carts can be found. Many Malibu residents are replacing their short-distance car rides with golf carts and other low-speed vehicles.
I mean, I pretty much only drive it between here and my house. My house is a straight line.
But for people engaging in more reckless golf cart driving, the Lost Hills Sheriff's Department is issuing a list of regulations and reminders about these small vehicles. First, it is important to understand without modifications like seatbelts, golf carts are not allowed on most major public roads.
Golf cart's going to stick out more because it's a golf cart on the road. All right, so yeah, we're going to pull you over, like, hey, where's your license plate? Where's your registration? Where's your proof of insurance?
Traffic detectives and residents recognize that rules are needed due to the dangers that can result when people drive golf carts and other low-speed vehicles recklessly and in places they shouldn't.
I think they're fair because of the amount of stupid kids that are around here.
Golf carts in Malibu are only on designated public roads. Drivers must be at least 16, have a license, and the vehicle must be insured. Consequences for breaking one of these rules include a citation or much worse.
Well, depending where you drive it, I mean, if somebody's driving, say, fast or dangerously in a regular vehicle and hits your golf cart, then there's a good chance you're going to get hurt, or killed.
Officials say there's an easy way to avoid these consequences.
I would say, one, keep it in a residential area at a safe speed, a slow speed. Watch out for other vehicles which are much bigger than golf carts.
If a golf cart is modified to go more than 15 miles per hour or has more than 2 seats, then it is considered a regular motor vehicle and must comply with the federal standard for passenger vehicles. Back to you.
Thank you, Sahana. Only in Malibu. I wonder if anyone's drag racing those golf carts.
Me too. I would consider it if they can make it through the canyon.
Well, writing for change. Up next, meet Malibu's new poet laureate.
And the adults showing us that it's never too late to try something new.
people said with me, imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite, unearth hidden passion. Come on, we'll have a good time. One book can be the funniest kind of thing, helps to change a life. People unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Malibu has a new poet laureate.
And he's raising the power of young voices in the community. Nora is here to introduce us to him. Nora?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Nathan Hassel. Thank you for being here, Nathan, and congratulations on being named Malibu's new poet laureate. So what does this role mean to you, and what will you do in this role?
Yeah, thank you for having me. The position, I feel really honored to have been entrusted with the position. It means a lot to be here, and the role will entail various things like giving readings, hosting events like workshops and other readings. And yeah, I just want to say thank you, to the community for believing in me to do this. I'm excited for it to all start.
Amazing. So how did you get into poetry yourself?
Well, I read some poetry at school, though at school I wasn't, that compelled by it. But maybe when I was about 17, I started writing it on my own. And initially I wasn't reading it because I thought that if I was to read it, that I was going to get too influenced by other poets who, are far more talented than I'll ever be. And, I kind of undid that naivety, when I was about 20. So I've been writing for 15, 16 years now.
Amazing. So what inspires your work? People, places, things, and has that changed over the course of your life writing poetry?
Yeah, I think inspiration changes all the time. I'm inspired by people, by musicians, by philosophy, by art, by spirituality, and the natural world, I think, has found its way into my work a lot of late. We're right near the ocean, and that's something I can stare at for the rest of my life and find inspiration there. So I would say inspiration comes in all shapes and sizes, and also just living life. You have to get out there. You can't just spend all your time inside writing. You have to go out and see the world to be inspired by it.
Yeah, and Malibu's not a bad place to write poetry with the beach surrounding us.
No, it's quite a nice place to be. So.
Yeah. So moving into a more current issue, how do you feel about AI-generated poetry?
I think, if you were to use AI for inspiration, or there's a creative way to go through with it, I don't find the poetry that AI is currently putting forward particularly compelling. And I think the only issue with it is if someone is using it to write poems for them and then they're just slapping their name onto it, then I don't really feel like that's quite fair. But I'm sure a lot of creative people will find a means to use AI creatively and will create some cool work. And it's probably already out there. I'm just not that aware of it yet.
Yeah, I think it's good to use it as a supplemental device, but of course not taking full credit of it.
And I'm a purist, so I'll probably stick with not using it for now.
Yes, just your mind, yeah.
Yeah.
So do you mind closing us out by reading us one of your poems?
Sure. I have a poem. I was just in England for 6 weeks, and I flew back 4 days ago, and this is about a town I was in that's on the ocean too, called St. Ives. It's in Cornwall, which is on the southwest of England, right on the coast. St. Ives, Cornwall. 1. From a granite wall on the pathway, from beach to cliff, the unlikely burst of a succulent spreading its green face into the salted air. My dad swings his arms up the steep hill, flinches at the shriek of a gull fighting another, for the vinegar residue stuck to the inner foil of a crisp packet. Above the sea, the sun folds behind the clouds. The steeple of an old stone church ripples me open. 2. The beach, mostly beige, is slightly blackened by the slick of tar, as if an eternal silence rests on its freckled skin. My father points out how the crown of sunlight falls through the clouds and gently glistens off the boats nodding in the dock. It looks like the flickering nightlight you had as a child, he says. A desperation of rain bundles its grey fist in the sky, opens its hand, streams into our scalps flower stem after flower stem. I wonder if the ocean feels itself getting wetter as it breaks into circles. My dad and I stand near the cliff edge and watch a pool form on the path. Do you think we're also the sea? He asks. Wind throws its arm of wet thorns into us. Come on now, son, he says. A wave bites into the cliff. We should turn back. A rock falls into the sea. Another follows close behind.
Wow, that was amazing. The imagery was truly beautiful. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Nathan, and we wish you best of luck with your term as Poet Laureate.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Nora, and thank you, Nathan. That was beautiful, very visual, very moving. But speaking of moving, it's one of the most significant campus transformations in decades. Pepperdine breaks ground on a big campus project.
And love it or hate it, pumpkin spice mania goes global as fall arrives.
If you could sit with me, imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite, unearth hidden passion. Come on, we'll have a good time. One book could be the first that'll make helps to change a life. People unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Welcome back. The newest project at Pepperdine University is officially underway. A groundbreaking ceremony took place for the Mountain at Mullen Park project last week. The site includes a new hub for student life, student parking, dining options, a sports arena, and more. And despite the project's grand unveiling, some students aren't feeling it.
I really don't know what it is, but I see the picture whenever I walk by the construction site that's extremely loud. And I mean, really, it's just, I only think about it in terms of it detracting the parking.
Construction on the parking structure should wrap up by fall 2024. Students will have access to 7 levels of parking, adding an additional 831 spaces. Though the process has been disruptive, some students see it as a great addition.
I'm kind of sad that I won't be here when it opens, but I'm glad that people in the future will be able to have that, because it's kind of a pain to like walk all the way down to Maine or the Hawk for food.
Sorry for that blip. Construction on the mountain facilities will begin this coming spring and wrap up by fall 2026. The project is accepting donations with an opportunity to purchase a seat in the new athletics complex. I want one of those seats. I don't know about you. I'm so excited to see it.
Oh yeah, and of course the parking will open after I leave Pepperdine, but you know, it's no big deal. Speaking of a new sports arena, we have some news in sports, and Jenna's here to give us that update. What do you have for us, Jenna?
Thanks, Joe. Sports took off this weekend with a local favorite in the softball world. Tony is here with an update. Tony?
Thanks, Jenna. City sports are not just for youth. Adults can join in the fun and competition at Bluffs Park, too. The 2023 Malibu Adult Softball League is playing ball. The league started on Sunday to the joy of its participants. Amelia Gougeworth says her favorite part of participating is the team environment.
Because not one player can make or break the game. You have to work well together with your 8 or 9 other teammates on the field.
Each team consists of 12 to 18 players who will compete almost every Sunday until November 12th. Gougeworth says people should get involved because it's not about skill, it's about having a good time in your hometown.
It really matters that you show up, you put in the work, and it really matters about getting involved with your community.
Softball League happened in September, but if you are looking to join, there's a free agent list that you can get on and find a team to play on the city website under adult sports. Back to you, Jenna.
Thanks for that update, Tony. In the world of golf, a Pepperdine University alumni is making waves. Former Pepperdine golfer Sahith Theegala from the class of 2020 won the Fortinet Championship last Sunday. In only the 3rd year of his pro career, this was Theegala's first win on the PGA Tour. The Pepperdine alumni currently sits ranked 35th in the world after finishing 21 under par over the course of this tournament. This tournament win locked Theegala in for the 4 major championships in 2024, including the Masters, the PGA Championship, the US Open, and the British Open.
Pepperdine sports sure are doing well this year, you know, between golf and water polo. It's going to be really fun to watch the winter sports and see if we keep this trend going.
Yeah, and I heard in his time at Pepperdine he was actually a 3-time All-American, so definitely not the start of his success.
Yeah, congrats. Hopefully, maybe one day we'll see him, I don't know, at the Masters. I don't want to jinx it, but, you know, congrats to Theegala for that. And fall is here, and Starbucks' most iconic drink, the pumpkin spice latte, is back and celebrating its 20th anniversary in the U.S. The latte, or PSL as it is commonly called, first reached North American Starbucks lovers in 2003, before quickly expanding around the world, first to Japan in 2006, and now can be found in over 50 countries and 6 continents. For many Starbucks customers, the PSL still reigns supreme and reminds them of their favorite fall memories. Looks like a little technical difficulty there. In addition to the PSL, all U.S. Starbucks Reserve locations will also offer a pumpkin spice espresso martini for those who want to take the edge off. And I don't know about you, but I will be running to get that pumpkin spice espresso martini.
We'll be running in the opposite direction, but I hope you enjoy
good.
that.
Well, that will do it for us this evening.
Have a great night.
Can you consent with me? Imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite, unearth hidden passion. Come on, we'll have a good time. One book can be the first thing that helps to change a life. Book people unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.